Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you, man. You guys probably already read the description box. We talking about the NCAA, the National Collegiate Athletic Association, you know what I mean? And should they pay their athletes? You know, it's a debate or question that's been talked about for years. Picked up a little bit over the last decade, but over the last 3 to 5 years, it's picked up a lot of steam. You know, a lot of steam, especially when you had the I believe his name was Kevin Ware, the injury he had in the NCAA tournament a few years back. I believe he was playing on the Duke Blue Devils in the Elite Eight. I guess it's what's called a compound fracture or something, where he broke his leg and the bone came out through the skin. Gruesome injury, gross injury. And people are saying, damn, okay, that's the reason why these athletes should start getting paid. You know what I mean? The NCAA, I mean, their headquarters in Indianapolis, Indiana. They were founded on the 31st of March, 1906. And I did a little digging, did a little research. And I went back to 2012. It wasn't that, just 2 years ago. In 2012, it was reported that their revenue was $871.1 million in 2012. But, of course, no athlete saw any of that. Not a penny. And, you know, they're supposed to be a non-profit organization. That's what the website says. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's a lot. 800 million, almost 900 million, almost pushing $1 billion. And one athlete saw a penny of that. You know, the NCAA men's basketball, like March Madness, their tournament generated $1.15 billion in TV ads. $1.15 billion in TV ads. And, you know, everybody, I mean, NCAA got some of that money. The schools did, the coaches, the event staff planners, and anybody who was involved in organizing and planning in the business of the event got a little piece of that, except for the players. You know, $1.15 billion. Now, according to ESPN, that $1.15 billion was more than the NFL and the NBA playoffs as far as TV ads. That's according to ESPN. But at least their players get paid, right? I mean, that's a lot of dough, man. So they bringing in the dough now, but these players aren't allowed to see a penny of it. You know, I mean, a few years back, some of you probably may remember, he was the former quarterback at Northwestern University, and what was his name? Kane Coulter. I think his name is Kane Coulter, something like that. He's pushing for CAPA, C-A-P-A, Collegiate Athletes Players Association. He wants them to create some type of union, and he's pushing for that. And one of the main reasons why he said they should do it is because football players. He was just speaking about football players, you know. That's what he knew, you know what I mean, because he played football, obviously. But he was saying they put in anywhere from 40 to 60 hours per week. You know, from either, you know, practice, film study, watching the film on previous games, future games on themselves to learn, get better, and find out tendencies on their opponent. Film study, you know what I mean? Weight room, practice, playing, actually going out and playing the game. All these other rehab for the injuries and physical therapy, all that good stuff. You know what I mean? They put in 40 to 60 hours a week. You know what I mean? And that's more than a lot of full-time jobs. You know, if you work a 9 to 5, you know what I mean? So that's why he was saying that. And he said one of the main reasons why Kane Coulter was saying that they need to do some type of union, because while he was at Northwestern, his advisors, I don't know if it's coaching staff or they have somebody there to talk with, because, you know, you're 18, 19, 20 years old, you're on national TV playing football, and camera, it's a lot of pressure, you know what I mean? But he was saying his advisors were telling, because Kane Coulter said he wanted to be a medical doctor. He wanted to be a doctor. And his advisors at Northwestern was telling him, nah, don't do that. Those classes are a little bit difficult. Take some easier classes so you can keep your be a 2.0 GPA. That's what the NCAA mandates and that you have to have. And so you can play and move on and this, that, and the third. Now, obviously, some people may say, well, he made an adult decision. Because when you're 18, majority, you're an adult, according to the U.S. government. You know what I mean? So age of majority. You know what I mean? But at that age, you know what I mean, you're gonna listen to your number one. You just want to play football. You just want to play. You've played since you was a kid for the most part for most people, and you just want to play the game. You know, so you kind of like, well, they're advising me to do this. I mean, they're adults. They've been there, done that. This is what they're telling me to do. This is what I'm gonna do. So he kind of pushed off taking medical classes or sciences and biology and all that stuff that you need for that. And what else you need? Pre-med and all the other. What's the ones? Residency and all that. He kind of pushed that off and just took some easier type of classes. You know what I mean? So, but that's one of the main reasons why he was pushing for that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, then they say the Kevin Ware injury. Now, some people say that that these athletes are already getting paid. You know, a lot of people say that because they're getting paid with free tuition for being on the athletic scholarship, room and board, meals, and some money for books, for classes, and miscellaneous type of stuff. You know what I mean? Entertainment, things like that. Now, so some say they're already getting paid. Excuse me. So now, some of the major, bigger schools, some say they offer, you know, they have the academic counseling. They've got tutoring, life skills training to prepare you from beyond your life past college if you don't make it in the pros professionally, in whatever career field you choose as a student athlete. They have that. They got even nutritional advice. Guys tell you what you should eat, should not eat, things to take care of your body, things like that. Fitness training and physical therapists. You know, and people say that some of these athletes, when they do their pre-draft workout for the NBA or NFL, they spend about $2,000 to $3,000 a week to prepare themselves for their pre-draft workout. You know, and people say if you add up the scholarship, the tuition, the scholarship, the room and board, the coaching, the training, the physical therapy, the life training skills that they get, and they say people say it can add up from $50,000 to $125,000 per year. You know, so people say, well, they already getting paid. They're good. What are they complaining about? You know, I mean, a lot of that is not going in their pocket, but I mean, it's as expensive as tuition is nowadays. That's pretty tight. That's good. You know what I mean? That's what a lot of people are saying. Like, man, they are getting paid. You know, you get an opportunity to showcase your talent on the field, basketball court, whatever it may be. And if a team decides to draft you, you're showcasing your talent right there on the field for quote unquote free. So teams can look at you. You know what I mean? So that's the argument that a lot of guys are making, that these guys are already getting paid. You know what I mean? And you know, studies show that football and men's and women's basketball are the only programs that are even generating any revenue at these universities. You know, other sports bring in little or no revenue at all, but these schools are still having these programs available, which is, at the end of the day, it's costing the schools money. You know, I mean, so you can look at it from that standpoint. I mean, like volleyball and water polo, field hockey, lacrosse, stuff, bowling, chess team, debate team, you know, all that, mathletes, all that good stuff. They're not really generating any type of revenue for the school, but they're keeping these programs open so other people who aren't, you know, into athletics and things like that, or a type of program that's not really generating a lot of monetary wise for these universities, but they're still keeping them open for these students to come in and, you know, do a little extracurricular activity to have a greater college experience. You know what I mean? So people look at it that way. Well, some of these programs are costing universities money. You know what I mean? So that's the argument. I mean, then if the athletes start getting paid, that'll put pressure on a lot of these universities to drop. They'll drop a lot of the programs that aren't generating money, you know, and basically these other sports wouldn't even be offered. You know what I mean? If you wanted to go play basketball, if it was your dream to go play you live in SoCal, Southern California, and it was your dream to go play lacrosse at USC or UCLA or something like that, but because the athletes are getting paid now, they had to drop some of these other sporting programs. It's no longer offered, you know. And, you know, a lot of people have those. I mean, I live in Central Florida. My dream in high school, I always wanted to go play football for Bobby Bowden at Florida State. You know what I mean? I'm still a Florida State fan to this day. You know what I mean? So that was my dream. You know what I'm saying? And then it didn't happen. You know what I mean? For off the field issues I had. But anyway, that's just what it was. You know what I mean? A lot of people have those dreams, but if athletes start getting paid, it's going to pressure these universities. Well, this sport ain't making money, so we going to drop it. And like, dang, why can't even? So now teams are going to go to other programs that's only generating money. Before you know it, it's only going to be football, basketball, and maybe baseball even exist in college. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's one of the issues that could arise, you know, if we start paying them. You know what I mean? And then if we did, another issue that people have, if we started paying them, then no doubt that what these universities are going to do, they're going to raise the tuition. I mean, there is no doubt about it. They're going to raise tuition. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that's what they're going to do. Because then if we got to pay them, that's taking a little bit of money. And the thing is all about money. Okay, how you slice it, dice it, whatever. It's about money for these schools and universities. And they're going to, okay, well, since we got to pay you guys, we're going to raise the tuition. Now, if you come there on academic scholarship, that's going to affect is the average person who's sending their child to college who's paying out of pocket. Or it's going to affect Sarah or Sandy, you know what I mean, the lady who's working at IHOP or Denny's as a waitress, and you know, she's paying out of pocket. You know, she may be a single mother. That's going to hurt. You know, if they raise the tuition fees, it's already expensive as hell as it is. You know what I mean? So that's going to affect in a major way. You know, or if they drop the sporting programs, there might be somebody who has a dream that I want to go play at Iowa, and I want to play I want to be a wrestler. I want to wrestle, but that's not really generating revenue and income for the school, so they drop the program. You know what I mean? So I mean, it is what it is. You're supposed to go to school, get an education. But, I mean, you want to wrestle and do whatever you want to do. Not everybody has athletic ability to play football and basketball. That's just what it is, you know. But those are, if we do decide to go that route, those are the issues that no doubt will arise. No doubt. They're going to raise the tuition. No doubt. There's no doubt about that, you know. So, I mean, and then, because a lot of people, they go to certain schools or universities because it looks better on the resume. There are certain law firms who only hire people from Harvard Law or Yale or Brown, something like that. And someone who went to another law school in a different state somewhere, who knows, have the same credentials, same grades, but this person went to Harvard and this person didn't. So a lot of employers, they're going to hire the person from Harvard. But if these schools start raising tuition, then a lot of people are going to be, man, I can't afford to go. I got to go to the local community college. There's nothing wrong with that. A degree is a degree. But some employers, they hire because your resume says Duke University compared to California Central Tech. I mean, I don't know. I'm just making it. You know what I'm saying? That's just, means it's unfair, but it is what it is. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Some employers, that's what they do. You know, they for the big name universities, but they raise the tuition and all. I mean, it'll create a huge snowball effect, a huge can of worms. You know what I mean? It'll be tough. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? Then should all athletes get paid equally? You know, I mean, should somebody like Jameis Winston at Florida State, well, as bad as should Marcus Mariota, the quarterback at Oregon, should he get paid the same as the backup punter? I mean, you know what I mean? It's just questions like that. That's what it'll arise, and those questions will arise. You know, should like the debate team, chess team, athletes, should the swim team, the bowling team, should they get paid the same as football and basketball players? You know, it's another question that, people are asking. Should they take revenue from football and basketball, and should they share that with the other programs? Should they share that with baseball and lacrosse and the swim team and all the other sport, a golf team and all the other sporting events that's not really generating revenue? Or should just the programs that are creating money, should just those athletes get paid? So that's going to put pressure on the universities. There were the other programs, like I said before, they may get dropped, And it is what it is. A lot of people go to a university on a lacrosse scholarship, Excuse me. And that'll be, shit. Does everybody on the team get paid? If they only pay the programs that are making money, just football and basketball, does everybody on the team get paid, or just the players who are making an impact? Should just the point guard and the small forward get paid because they balling, or should just the quarterback and the running back and the receiver, you got a great free safety, a middle linebacker, should they only get paid, or is everybody getting paid? When should they get paid? Coming out of high school? Yeah, that'll open up a lot of issues right there. Coming out of high school, should there be a minimum like in the pros? Is there a salary cap? What's the amount? Is it based on performance? That'll put a lot of pressure on guys to perform, and they paying them out of high school. It's tough. These are the questions that will no doubt arise. Now, me personally, I'm all for it. I'm all for, especially when I saw the $871.1 million is what the NCAA generated as far as revenue in 2012. Especially when I saw that, I was like, yeah. But if we did, there's almost 1,300 collegiate institutions in the country. It's so many, if they started paying athletes, then some of these smaller schools wouldn't even have a chance. Wouldn't even have, because you're coming out of high school, you're trying to get recruited. Are you going to go to the schools whose programs are making money, they can afford to pay you? No doubt. And some of these other schools who can't even, Appalachian State and some of the Boise States and some of these smaller schools wouldn't even have a chance anymore. There wouldn't be no Cinderella team. That'll be out the window. For the most part, that'll be out the window. So I'm all for it. It's just a lot of things we would have to iron out. There'll be so many loopholes and crevices that we got. Oh man, if you figured this out, then what about this? Well, if we got all the athletes taken care of, but what about the average person who's working a 9 to 5 plus going to school, or a walk-on who doesn't have a scholarship, but who loves the game, who loves football, who loves basketball? They walk on, try and make the team, but they're not on the scholarship, so they're trying to do that, and they're working at the same time, and trying to study and go to class. It's tough. It's tough. I know life ain't easy. It is what it is, but it's tough. It would be a lot of issues, just to say the least. It would raise a lot of questions and a lot of issues. It's just not as simple as just pay these guys, which I'm all for. I'm all for that. I'm all for. But there's just a lot of things that we got to figure out and iron out first. I don't think, because there are so many institutions, like in the NFL, there are only 32 teams, NBA 30 teams, Major League Baseball 30. Hockey, I don't follow hockey, I have no idea. But in college, there's over 1,300. So are they the 871.1 million? Do they share that over the entire, university as a whole, and they start dishing? You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Do we even care about the people who aren't there, who aren't going to college just as athletes? The average person. Now I came up with is maybe like when you go to a college, you get a student ID. Maybe the guys who have student IDs, since the NCAA saying athletes can't get paid, let those guys come in the game for free. Just an idea. I just threw that idea out there. That popped in my head. Maybe let student athletes come in for free. Football, basketball games be free. since you can't play them, you know what I mean, generating all this money, and you know what I mean, you don't want to pay these guys, but you walk around campus and you see Jameis Winston, Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, Marcus Mariota, Todd Gurley. You see their jerseys all over campus being sold for 30, 40, 50 bucks. You see what I'm saying? You're making money off my jersey. I'm filling the stadium. But if a booster gives me 40 bucks to put gas in my car, I get suspended. You know what I mean? Now the experts in the NFL say I got character issues. I don't make smart decisions off the field. You know, I'm going to be troublesome off the field once I get to the league. And all I did was I just took 40 bucks to put gas in my car. Some people have children in college. You know what I mean? That's when, you know, become a young adult, you know, and your life starts to make a change. You meet people. People have children in college. You know what I mean? It happens. Get married. Those things happen. You got to provide. You know what I mean? It's hard to go to school, go to practice, put in 40 to 60 hours, go to practice, go to school, and then trying to find a job. You know what I mean? I got to, you know what I mean, put food on the table for my children. You know what I mean? So I'm all for. I'm all for. It's tough. I love portray the thought. It's tough. You know what I mean? No doubt, man. One thing I will say needs to change right now, immediately, is these guys getting suspended for signing memorabilia. That's got to change. That's just stupid. Wow, I'm spitting. That's just stupid. That's idiotic, man. You got Johnny Manziel got suspended for a half. Todd Gurley got 4 games. They invest. I mean, come on. If a company or an individual or a business wants to pay somebody for their signature on a football or a hat, a baseball bat, anything, but because you in college, you get fined for it. It's not fined, but suspended for it. It's like, come on, for real? Off my own success. It's that person's or company, it's their own individual money. They're not breaking any laws, but you get suspended 4 games. Then people want to question that guy's character. He has bad character. Doesn't make off the field his smart. Now, because a lot of people are leaning towards, okay, that's a little bit ridiculous now. But 10 years ago, they were questioning, how dare you? But now the media is a little bit more lenient towards that now, because a lot of people think that's just stupid, man. That's just stupid. The whole pay for play, paying athletes and all that. I'm you know what I mean? That's cool. I get it. But I do think they need to be paid. But I just think it needs to be an educated plan. Put together a smart, educated plan. Don't want to make no emotional, no irrational decisions. Put together a plan. And that, because there are so many collegiate institutions and so many programs that aren't making money, I don't think it'll ever be 100% fair to everybody. I don't see. I mean, because what if they did do that? Well, in my opinion, what I think would have happened, it'll turn into some huge political issue. That's what these, like, the presidents or the founders of these, you don't think like the president or the founder of like Duke or Yale or Harvard. You don't think these guys know politicians? Of course they do. Of course they do. They probably went to school with them. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Who do you think these politicians are going to rule in favor of? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? But I'm all for it. I'm all for paying these people, paying these guys and gals and girls, whatever. It's just put together, which should be hard. Put together some type of plan. I'm all for it. But guys signing stuff and getting suspended because they make, that's stupid. That is just the stupidest thing. That's stupid. I don't know how else to make plain to be simple about that. That is just idiotic. If somebody's paying out of the money that they earn legally, their own money, free country now, their own money, if they're willing to pay Todd Gurley, Johnny Manziel, Jameis Winston, Marcus, whoever, if they're willing to pay these guys off their own success, I mean, what's the issue with that? You got NCAA is generating almost $1 billion. Well, what's the issue? The guys, see, if somebody signs a helmet, hey, he goes $200. 2 games. Suspend, like, what? That's stupid. That's the one thing that needs to change. That's stupid. Absolutely stupid. But the reason why they probably won't change because they changed that, then people are like, well, if we change that, then start paying them. That's open up a whole can of worms and a whole. It's a lot of. I'm all for it. But some of the questions that I raised earlier, and there are more. I mean, those are the questions that will arise, no doubt, no doubt. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, those are my thoughts. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I think they should do it. They need to do it. But how much? When do these guys get paid? Is it a big old paycheck, direct deposit? Do we pay them coming out of high school? Is it performance? I mean, are these universities going to raise tuition if they start paying athletes? Are they going to cancel programs, terminate some of the athletic programs that aren't generating money? If they raise tuition, that's going to affect the everyday people who aren't athletic. And, you know, the people who are working, you know, as waitresses and whatever jobs they may have, 9 to 5. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be tough. I mean, no doubt. There's a lot of questions that's going to come up. You know what I mean? No doubt. You know what I mean? But I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But the whole signature thing, that's got to go. That's stupid. That's got to go away immediately. If I want to pay somebody $500 for signing 500 footballs, whatever, that's my money. It's my money. Why are you suspending him? You see what I'm saying? Why are you suspending this person? I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy, man. But, you know, let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, leave your comments below. I mean, it's a debate that's been garnering a lot of steam, especially over the last half a decade, 3 to 5 years, something like that. It's getting a lot of steam, man. And it's some point. I mean, I think at some point they're gonna NCAA's fighting it, of course. I just think if it does, it's gonna turn into a whole political issue. You already know politics gonna get involved. That's what I believe. And once politics get involved, it's gonna get ugly, just like it is now. You know what I mean? But let me know what you guys think, man. Leave your comments below. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. And let me know what you guys think, man. This your boy, The Real McCoy, man. I'm out. Peace.